Welcome to my channel, guys. So today I'm going to answer the question why I don't buy XRP, the XRP token. I know a lot of people do. A lot of people like this, and don't attack me because I don't like this project. Sometimes I'll say I don't like something, or sometimes I'll even say I think one project's better, or and I get attacked for it. It's crazy how people get emotionally attached to their investments. Number one thing, guys, don't be attached to this stuff. Don't be attached to it. It's supposed to serve you. It's supposed to help you accomplish the things you want in your life. You're supposed to know what your objectives are, and and be wise. If something's affecting your emotions, you gotta realize why it's doing that. Anyways, so let's take a look at why I am not investing in this project. So one of the first things we're gonna look at here is one of the arguments that you could say for this token is that it's a deflationary token. And because some amount of it is burned every time there's a transaction used on the network. But this network has been live for quite a while. And you can see here, if this is the 1%, or this is the single percent, or the tens, this is the 10% range, right? This is the 1% range. And this is the 0.1% range, of tokens. And then we get into so the tens, hundreds, thousands, right? And then we're even in the 10,000s, okay, of range for the token burn that has had any effect. Now, you could say that it could pick up 10,000x to move into this range, but you have not realized the deflationary effect of even like a thousandth yet of a percent, one thousandth, or you haven't even gotten a tenth of a percent. You haven't even gotten a tenth of a percent return from the deflationary effect of all the transactions that have happened on this token. This token's old, okay? So for me, whatever deflationary effect there is, it's kind of small. It's kind of irrelevant, okay? You could say that it could pick up 10,000 fold in transaction volume. You could say that could happen. You could say it could happen to 100,000, but then you're talking about just basic percentages, like 1-2%. If that was to happen, 10,000 fold increase in volume. Okay, so that's one of the first things. Okay, on why I'm, not is that there's a deflationary effect. I love token burn models. I think that's great. I think it's a great thing for people. All right, so the other thing is Ripple or XRP is run by a bunch of validators. And I know that in the beginning they were selecting which ones, right? These are validators. They support the network. And anyone could run a validator. But I think in the beginning they selected them exclusively, okay? And what Ripple does is it could do IOUs. It could run IOUs, which are credit lines, and it could do the XRP token on on the Ripple network. And that's how they could. This is an asset. This is a trust line. This means you have to trust whoever the IOU is. Like if I buy BitMEX IOU, that means I think BitMEX is going to pay me whatever the IOU is for, like dollars or whatever. And so it's an asset in that it's a debt of someone else, and it's only as valuable as you trust that entity, right? So that's for banks to trade with each other. But the thing is banks do not have to use the XRP asset, and they could speculate on it. They could, it could be settled. They could buy it and sell it to settle value instantly, like on marketplaces between banks. So they could theoretically use it, but I just don't see that happening. A lot of people think that could happen, and maybe I'm wrong. Remember, this is everything's probabilities, and that's every decision you make is based on probabilities. So these validators support the network. This is how the consensus is reached, is these validators, right? Like any other blockchain. And they could if they wanted to use the XRP token. So another thing is where is most of the volume going to happen from this? This is a bank and this is another bank. So where's the volume going to come from? It'll happen in banks across borders. Like there will be another bank here. The Ripple will, it could go from bank to bank, and it would be pretty fast. But the whole Ripple network supports if it was adopted by banking, like let's say it was adopted by banking, and let's say it did increase to a 10,000-fold in transactions. Well, the deflationary effect we already saw was kind of small. It's very small, even with 10,000 increase in traffic. And another thing you would be betting on, this is what you're betting on really, is that banks will adopt this and they will use the XRP token. Okay, I don't see I could see banks using the technology. I could see the IOUs being used, but another thing is with crypto, I'm more interested. Here's the old system, and here's the new system. And this new system is completely built on blockchains, and they're managing, they're going to be managing securities, they're going to be managing assets, they're going to be managing assets, right? In this new economy, they're going to be non-fungible tokens has been pretty popular, and non-fungible tokens will manage a lot of these things in the background, because all a non-fungible token really is it's a unique identifier. And it can be recognized as a unique item, a unique token, a unique anything, right? So this new system, I think that most of the world's wealth is going to move to this new system. And so there's this huge adoption curve that is going to happen there. So as this happens, it's going to be an exponential process of adoption of the assets moving from this system to this system. And I do believe that that's what's going to happen. This is a shrinking pool, and this is the marketplace that XRP serves. Ripple is service it says it wants to be like a distributed web. It says it wants to do smart contracts, this and that, but it wasn't built from the ground up to do those things. So this is just this is my thinking along the lines. Like I think it's servicing a market that's going to be shrinking, even if you think that the current banks are huge. So here's my reason. It's servicing a shrinking market that even if you think that it was to grab that entirety of that market. That could be big if it captured that whole market, but it's shrinking. It's a shrinking market. It's the past. The old system is the past. We're going to move to new protocols, new standards, new systems. So even servicing the old market, I'm just not interested. Okay. Obviously there's money to be made there, and people have made a lot of money, and good for them. I'm just going with the strategy that works for me. So that's number one strategy. Number two, even if it was adopted by the old system, the deflationary effect is so minuscule because even they tout the cheapness of the transactions, right? And if you're sending $10,000, $100,000, and you're paying a fraction of a penny that goes to burning, it doesn't matter how many transactions. You're not going to be doing that much more transactions than you're already doing. So you're not going to see this huge. Like I showed, after years and years and years, this is years. The deflationary effect has done little to nothing to the amount of burning. The team also has a lot of the token still, and they are still getting massive payouts of the XRP token. So there's, it's just enriching the team members. So that's three reasons, right? Like the token imbalance, the market shrinking. Even if it was adopted, the deflationary effects are extremely small. So that's just to cover my thinking. Okay. If you don't like this, please comment below, and I'm glad to talk about anything I might have gotten wrong with the way I'm looking at it. I'm glad to have conversations with this kind of stuff, but that's basically why I'm not interested, or why I'm not buying it, buying the token. Of course, I could always be wrong. Like the first thing you have to say in your strategy, you have to approach. My approach is I have some goal objective, and I assume I'm wrong until I cross that line, and so that strategy seems to work for me. Okay, so just let me know, guys. I'm interested in dialogue, and I'll produce more videos like this where it's because I judge a lot of projects whether or not I should do a video, and so some of the ones that people will like more, I'll do a video like this and share it with you guys. All right, guys, like and subscribe, and I look forward to putting out more high quality content in the future.